Now that we've got the carpet done, doing a few other things, I painted the tailgate, pulled the trim off. I'm going to see if I can salvage the trim. Tailgate came out pretty good for not really prepping it much. It had a red paint line right here, like a pinstripe, and you can kind of see that. And it had a few runs towards the bottom from previous paint jobs that you can kind of see, but not too bad. I will, if I can get the trim cleaned up, I'll put it back. But it doesn't look too bad like that for now, except for the holes for the trim. Ran out of paint, so I really didn't get to paint the back side of it. I just kind of touched it up. Had some spots. That tailgate is not the original tailgate. Of course, the truck's not originally black either, it's blue. But the tailgate was white underneath, so some of that paint was coming off, and so it had white showing. So I kind of used up what paint I had left and touched up the inside a little bit just so it didn't have as much white showing. And then at some point I'll paint over it. So over here we've got the stripper going on this trim, and it looks like it's taken most of it off. I may have to do a second coat. They had put it on this thing too, the emblem, so I got the stripper on it too. So you can see the chrome starting to, where it's starting to eat up the paint. Chrome's starting to show back through, and hopefully it doesn't eat up the chrome. If not, I may just have to paint that. The emblem also is bad. Not, well, I say bad, but the little standoff post mounts on it, there's only one still there. The others are broken off. So what I'll probably have to do is got this little plastic gasket almost. I'll probably have to epoxy that to the emblem, and then basically epoxy it all together, epoxy it all onto here for it to stay on there. I can get the one right here on the T is still good, but these three are busted off, so that won't work. And then it had this chrome tailgate trim, which I'm probably going to put it back, even though the chrome plating is pretty much gone off of it. It's actually pretty thick, so it actually adds a little bit of strength, you know, for like when I put the ramps on to load the four-wheeler, stuff like that. You know, it probably adds a little bit of strength to it, because that thing's pretty stout. So I've got the stripper on it. It's got like overspray and stuff like that on it, so we'll get all that off, and like that red paint, get all that off, and maybe we'll just paint it black to match the tailgate or something. I don't know. I got some chrome polish, so I may go over that and just see what it comes out looking like. Probably not gonna shine up or anything. And then also painted this little bumper step gray. It was just rusty before. Just kind of a quick paint job. I've got some chrome polish, so I may hit the bumper, see what it comes out to look like. I've got my floor mats, got to put them in. I just hooked up the four-wheel drive shifter. I'd forgotten to do that. Yeah, so that's about it. I wish I had another grill. This one's busted right there. So I'm gonna let the paint strip, and we'll see what it looks like. So there it is, paint stripped off. There's a few little spots probably get with a little piece of sandpaper. You can see where it's kind of worn where the emblem was. It's also got some damage there. Other one, and some little dents and nicks and scrapes and stuff like that. So it's pretty rough. The emblem is rough too. I just put one coat. This took 2 coats. Just did 1 coat on the emblem because once I got the first coat off, I could see that the chrome, the stripper didn't do that, but the chrome's just peeled up, so it's going to have to be painted or replaced anyway. Plus, like I said, these things are busted off. You can see that one's intact, but all these are busted off. So, I don't know. Don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this off for now. And at some point, I may go to the junkyard, see if I can find one. You know, with a good emblem and one that's just in better shape. Now, this part gets painted black anyway. I couldn't clean the rest of it up without taking that paint off too. So if I did use this, I'd tape off all that and then paint this black stripe. I think we're going to call it quits for today. Show you with the mats and everything in the truck. It's kind of dark. You can kind of see. Not really. I don't have a light handy either. Hang on. Okay. Turn the flash on. So there's that. I've got this little pocket. Of course, that board's back there, sealed up around the speakers. So we'll have to load that up with some stuff. I don't know, tools, and I haven't put any of my junk back in the truck. I need to go through it and see what needs to come back in here and what can stay out. You kind of accumulate junk that you don't need. There's the bumper. It polished up a little bit. That's not the best polish I've ever used. Need to get some of that, I forget what it is. It's in a little can. The stuff in the can I remember is kind of more of a paste, almost like a rubbing compound. And here's this side, black mats. Same style that was in it, but the others were gray. These are black. And that cowl is now black. So that's it for now. Look at the tailgate again. That's pretty good. Except for the holes. See, the trim should you can see how it's got how it's painted black. And then that emblem is black with the top of the letters chromed. So maybe I can find one somewhere, or we just leave it without it. I don't really mind it without it. Maybe I'll find some little bolts with small heads that I can paint black and put in the holes, and then bolt them, put a nut on the back side and grind exit the bolt off. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Alright, we're calling it quits for tonight. You can see the back sides of the bolts. Found some little bolts that fit perfect. And I ground the rest of the heads off, so the only part that's sticking up is the nut, which sticks up about as high as the bolts did before that were in there for the trim. And I just hit them with some paint so they weren't shiny and so they wouldn't rust. And better, much better. You can see the bolts now. And I think it's going to stay like that. I like it. So I really don't have much other, I don't have any of the trim pieces on the truck, so the only chrome parts really on it are the bumpers, and of course there's chrome around there, door handles, the drip seal, the drip channel, mirrors. I don't have any of the molding, so maybe it looks better without that panel. At least it looks better than the panel that I have. I just need to maybe do something about those holes. I think that's where it had the badge that said the electronic spark control. I think that's what that badge was. So, well, like I said, calling it quits. I think I will paint that piece there. Maybe I have some gloss black. The rest of the truck is satin, but maybe it would look good if this stood out. Actually, I have some more gloss too, or satin. You can see the chrome is peeling up right here. Still got a little bit of paint on it, but I can scrape the rest of that off. Yeah, that's paint on it. So we'll paint that some color, and of course there's that. We won't use that for now, and we won't use that for now. We'll just store them away, and at some point maybe I'll put them back on, or maybe I'll find another one. So anyway, thanks for watching.